Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency and Wally Hatchett's Comfort Food and Drinks at 6439 Summer Avenue.
Good Saturday morning and welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Thanks to everyone listening in the Memphis area on AM 790 and 92.9 FM. And here he is, the host with the most, Larry Ray.
Oh, there it was, the host with the most. Would you say that one more time?
The host with the most, Larry Ray.
Oh, I like that. We might say that another time. But anyway, John Gordon is sitting in with us this morning. Appreciate John from Ducks Unlimited sitting in with us. And this next person, John knows David best. Who doesn't know David best? If you talk Mid-South fishing to anyone of primary tackle out in his historic area, the S.Y. Wilson building. It was here before the pyramids, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So primary tackle. David Best, I talked to David earlier in the week. I said, let's talk a little fishing, not knowing that we were going to turn into the Sahara Desert here.
Kid.
And then Tim Simpson made the mistake of mentioning 1980 to me. And that was the year of all sun. It was so hot. But, David, I know, let's talk a little bit about not just the fishing side of this thing, precautions. I know you guys you talk a lot of fishing, whether it's on your blog or whatever it might be. But you need to take care during this time, don't you?
You do. I mean, one of the big things, particularly like my high school anglers and with my anglers here in the store that I always talk about this time of year is UV protection and making sure that, you're wearing some of those good UV type fabrics like what we sell in Hook and Free Fly and some of those brands, Jetty, making sure that you've got that UV 50, UV 30 apparel on, but also putting, sunscreen on your face on those places that are exposed.
Yeah.
Making sure you drink a lot of water. I mean, you can't go out there and drink a 6-pack of beer and expect it to be hydrated. You're going to have some water to go along with it.
Yes.
So.
And the equipment on this stuff, John, I'm not talking about, I have no hair. John has, I describe John as,
It's pretty.
I'm trying to describe.
Not a whole lot.
No, not a whole lot.
Yeah.
So we've gone into, a baseball cap just won't do it in this kind of weather.
No.
I mean,
No.
I can't get the sun due to my conditions. And John, I'm a big hat man now. Cover those ears, cover those things. A friend of mine brought me a hat that you could actually turn upside down and pour the water in the top, and then it draws out, and you can put it over your head, keeps your head cool. So there are so many products, and I guess you guys now with the gloves, protective gloves that we never had before.
Oh, yeah.
So what are some things that you can wear? You mentioned Hook and other things. I think the vintage shirts. Talk about apparel right now, and you guys do. You guys sell apparel, right? I mean,
we sell a ton of apparel.
Yeah.
And, we sell sun gloves, we sell hats, we sell all kinds of that stuff. But one of my favorite products is like the pullover hoodies.
Okay.
And they're really lightweight fabric, so they weigh little or nothing.
Yes.
They get a little bit wet. It keeps you cool.
Yes.
You don't have to wear a ball cap. I mean, one of the things that drives me absolutely just the most nuts this time of year with a ball cap is it gets hot, it gets wet, it gets sweat all over it, and it's heavy. It weighs a ton.
Yes.
But you take one of these hoodies and you put that over. You take your ball cap off, put that over the top of your head. It gets a little bit wet, and now it's keeping your head cool.
Yeah.
And it helps maintain some of the. You lose most of your heat out of your body, out of your head.
You do.
I mean,
yeah.
that is one of those places that you just need to keep it covered.
And somebody said, I've got a Hook hoodie, and the probably said, what you got a hoodie on there for? I said, I can put it over my head, and I don't even feel like it's on my head. It's lightweight.
Exactly.
So I know, all right, we've talked enough about apparel, and maybe you'll sell a ton of them this weekend, I hope. But let's talk about, fishing is you're early and late or night fishing. Listen, we're in just June now, David. So talk about what's going on if you're
so.
If
The
you're tough.
fishing's been good, but the fishing right now, I think these hot days, it's harder on us than it is on the fish. They're still catching a lot of fish during the middle of the day, but it's a lot more comfortable. It's a lot more convenient if you get those last couple hours before sunset, or right after daybreak for these guys that don't want to go at night.
Yeah.
But night fishing this time of year is one of the best things you can do. Pick you up a big spinner bait, pick you up a big worm.
Okay.
Go chunk that thing around, or a buzz bait, and chunk that thing around at night, especially on these brighter moon nights. It's a fun way to fish, and you can stay a lot cooler than out there in the sun. Sun's not beating down on you. So if you get the opportunities to do that, that's a great way to catch some fish.
Where can you go for night fishing right now? Because I know Glen Springs and Herb Parsons, they got a gate out there.
Yeah, they got a gate. You can't go there.
You can't go to some. But if even if you have a pond, the water temperature of the pond right now is no telling what. But you can still find areas where you can fish at night.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we can fish our core lakes down in Mississippi, Arca, Butler, Sardis, Enid.
That's true.
Those are all great little night fishing lakes. Pickwick, of course, is an awesome night fishing lake.
Yes.
And one of those things that you really need to take into consideration when you're night fishing too is even on those nights that it's not quite as bright outside, look for boat docks. Look for those guys that have lights on their boat docks. Those are great areas to target. It's very no-brainer. I mean, you just kind of can go target it and go fish those kind of docks, and those are the ones you're really going to catch fish on.
And if you know someone that has a dock itself, I mean, with a light at the end, I mean, you never know what you might catch.
There you go.
And I don't know what the water temperature now is, but it's got to be in the 80s.
It's low right now. It's in the low 80s.
Okay.
You'll find a few places where you'll get some 70s just due to springs or those kind of things.
Yeah.
That's something else to look for. I mean, like if you were down at Tunica Cutoff, I mean, this is one of those times of year I like to fish down there. When the river gets around that 10 to 14 range.
Yes.
But there's a lot of underwater springs at Tunica Cutoff, and that's one of those places. That's one of those things you want to look at because you got that cooler water coming in. That's where those fish will congregate and hang out.
Yeah.
So something to look for.
Well, that's what we're talking about around. Talking to David Best out of Primary Tackle out in Arlington, and it was hard to think about fishing when over the next 5 days they're predicting 100 degrees or more. Maybe a little break this weekend they've talked about, but when they start talking about a 10-day forecast, give me 3 and get 2 of them right. Okay, so we need that, but taking care of yourself. But you can still catch fish right now. You can catch them with a cork and a bobber during this time of June. But there's also other places. But so what's going on out at Primary Tackle?
Well, we've got a ton of kayaks out here still. We've been selling quite a few of those. Got a lot of tackle. Got a new shipment of toadfish rods and reels in.
Okay.
We got a wild day, or we got a new thing we're doing here at SY on weekends. On Saturdays from 12 to 4, we have a farmer's market.
And really?
I've got 3 things of produce out here today. We're going to have a flower truck with one of our women's boutique vendors, Desert Skies, is doing a pop-up out here, and they brought a flower truck out.
All right.
We've got some beef and meat out here that guys are selling as well. So it's gonna be a cool little market out here today. So it's a great time to come out here. Looks like we have a little better temperatures than we've been having today. Hopefully it's going to continue.
So that starts at noon today.
That starts at noon till 4:00.
Okay, noon to 4:00. And tell them where you're located again.
We're located at 120 Walker Street in Arlington, Tennessee, right here on the historic square. So come out and see us. We've been here for a long time, and we got a lot of stuff for you to look at.
All right, David. Thank you very much, buddy, and stay warm. Stay out of the hot. Okay, man? All right. Thank you, David. All right.
Thank you, Larry.
Talk to you later. All right.
All right.
David Best of Primary Tackle. And, John, at this time of the year, maybe Shelby knows. I think summer ain't even started yet. I think it starts like Tuesday or something. Isn't it the 21st?
I think the summer's already started.
Well, I know that.
This heat wave, man.
No, but I think.
Yeah, official day I think is June 22nd.
Okay, all right. So, but the meteorological day is June 1st, according to Ron Childers, and we all believe in all those guys. So it's when it's hot, it's hot, and when it's not, it's not. I think Jerry Reed did that at one time. So
I think we got a little spoiled, Larry, and the spring was really nice.
it was.
You know?
It was, and so we've been spoiled. And I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm not a hot man. I don't like hot weather. I love cold weather. It seems like it puts a spring in my step, if it can, if anything else it can. But just take precautions, as John was talking about earlier. Don't forget your pets, and take precautions on them, particularly. For our furry friends that are out there. And, John, I know how many dogs you got?
Just 2 right now, Larry.
Just 2? I mean,
I've had as high as 4 at a time.
Well, I mean, 2 is... okay, 2. You got 2 labs, is that right?
No, actually, I've got a Chesapeake Bay Retriever and a Golden Retriever.
Oh, you do?
I haven't had a lab in a minute. I had one I've had labs on and off most of my life.
So you got retrievers now?
Well, yeah, I like something a little different. I fell in love with Goldens several years ago, and I tell you, field-bred Golden Retrievers are, man, some of the really nicest dogs that I've ever been around.
And you take care of them in the summertime, right?
Yeah, actually, my youngest dog, he's in Little Rock right now. He's in training, so
he's in training.
Yeah, so he's 9 months old.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Okay.
Yeah, it's my young dog Buster, and so he's really working hard. But man, they're limited on what they can do right now.
Yeah, and your other dog's name is
it's Heidi.
Heidi.
Yeah,
Heidi and
Buster.
Buster.
Right.
Buster sounds pretty tough.
Well, that name's a tribute, really. The first lab that I was ever around that I ever hunted ducks with was my uncle's dog. Back in we're talking about the late 70s, early 80s, and his dog's name was Buster. So this is just a shout out to him.
So this is not of the Buster's kinfolk? I mean,
no, different breed of dog. But like I said, that was a dog that really turned me on to hunting with.
So
retrievers.
Buster was eventually going to come. I mean,
yeah, eventually I was going to do it, and I just decided with this dog, I looked at him and said, you know what, I think this is Buster right here.
So what's Buster doing right now in Little Rock?
Buster is probably in the AC, I think, because I know.
I know that, but what as far as
what's he doing training wise?
Yeah.
Well, he's working on his transitional work, really learning how to handle at this point, 9 months, and really working on his field work with both blinds and marks. So he'll be running hunt tests probably by September.
By September. So when will he be able to expect be in the field with you?
Oh, I'm going to hunt him, the entire fall and winter this year. He'll go back into training probably in March after that.
Really?
Working on some more advanced work and some advanced titles.
We want to keep up with Buster on Outdoors and Larry Ray.
I'll keep everybody
we need a
tuned
picture.
in on Buster.
We need a picture of Buster. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
John, you and Buster together. All right, let's take a break. Come right back on Outdoors and Larry Ray. We'll talk to a person that's heading to Italy to represent the USA in archery. We'll be right back.